Welcome to the WTF series. This video will go over efficient ways of starting your matches. We'll take a look at how to perform basic build orders, why you should, and some issues you may run into while performing a generalized build order. So let's get started. First up is the triple land with hydro build. First, with your ACU selected, build a land factory, then your 4 mexes. With the first produced engineer out of the factory, queue up the hydro, and then assist with your ACU. With the ACU selected, build 1 land factory, 1 PGen, and then 1 land factory. Do bear in mind, you should not build anything else until the hydro is finished. Stalling on energy on this build is very difficult to recover from because of the small margins in available power. So what makes this a good build order? Well, it's very good at overwhelming your opponent with units. So if you like to raid and want map control, this may be a good option for you. But do be careful with this build order, as you will lack air in a timely manner. Depending on the map, this could be a very big disadvantage for you. Now, if you still want to do triple land, but you don't have a hydro, still use your ACU to build the first factory. Then 2 PGens, 2 mexes, 1 PGen, 2 mexes, 2 PGens, 1 land, 1 PGen, and then 1 land factory. Remember, with the engineers produced from the factory, try sending them out to grab expansions and reclaim. Next, we have the third Heir build order. With your ACU selected, build a land factory, then 2 PGens, 2 mexes, 1 PGen, 2 mexes, 2 PGens, 1 land factory, 3 power generators, and then your Heir factory. This build is very effective if you want to address many aspects of your match. This build will allow you to get units out while constructing an Heir factory in a timely manner. Now, if you want to go with Heir sooner, go with the second Heir build order. Second Heir is simple to perform. Simply remove one of the land factories and one of the power generators from the original build order. That's it. It's that easy. Now onto third Heir with a hydro. If a hydro is available within a reasonable distance, you should always use it. It's just more efficient. So again, start with a land factory and build 4 mexes with your ACU. Then assist the engineer building that hydro. Then build 1 land factory, 3 power generators, and finally your Heir factory. Remember, a hydro is worth 5 power generators in power output but costs much less. Always get the hydro if it's available. Next, we have the transport rush build. With your ACU, build a land factory and queue some engineers. Now with your ACU, build 2 PGens, 2 mexes, 1 PGen, 2 mexes, and then 8 to 9 power generators. You typically need 10 to 12 PGens to perform this properly. It just depends on how you expand and the type of map you're on. Now if you have a hydro, simply minus 5 T1 PGens from your build. You should use this build order if you're on a large map or if there's a barrier that's in the way. Now here are some very helpful hints. 1. If you're performing a build order and you run out of a certain resource, take a look at your expanding engineers. Oftentimes you may be stalling on energy because you have 1 or more engineers arriving to a mass extractor sooner than you expected. Simply pause those engineers, or if permitted, stop building with your commander. Remember that your ACU is worth 2 engineers in terms of build power. Tip number 2. You can sustain your factory spam's power demand with 1 engineer spamming power and 2 engineers spamming factories. But be careful, at a certain point you will experience diminishing returns, so it's your responsibility to balance that spam with the amount of mass you're getting. Now tip number 3, if you have Heir before your opponent, make a bomber and focus your opponent's expanding engineers. It's not so much the cost of the engineer that hurts your opponent, it's the time your opponent has without that mex that hurts him most. This is even more effective early on in the match. I really hope this helps clear things up. Good luck and have fun, guys. I'll see you in the next video.